The Cleveland Cavaliers have not won in Miami since January 25th, 2010, losing 10 consecutive trips to South Florida. LeBron hasn't won in Miami since returning to Cleveland, losing in both games he has played. So let's cruise to American Airlines Arena in Miami for a reunion game. LeBron James hugs for everybody with Spo, with D. Wade, his best buddy. And let's get going with the highlights. Kyrie Irving to LeBron James, and LeBron easy layup. He had 26, we're tied at 9. Dwayne Wade creeping towards 20K. Tough fadeaway, Jay.
Well, Dwayne Wade's come back this year after a struggle with his knee last year and has played great and hit that 20,000 mark in this game tonight, so congratulations to him.
And we'll show you the bucket that did it in just a moment. Hassan Whiteside continuing to play off the bench and won 16 and 13 in a major flex.
Yeah, you know, I mean, obviously they worry about him getting fouls, but when he comes in the game, he's such a presence, a rim protector, and he gobbles up all the boards. And they beat Cleveland pretty good on the boards tonight. They
love Josh Richardson in Miami. He had 19 points. The lead was 15. Goran Dragic stops on a dime, double-double, 18 and 11, part of a 21-4 Heat run. 65-44 Miami at the half. And here is the history. Goran Dragic to D. Wade. He's going to float it in. 14th point of the game, becoming the 41st player in NBA history to score 20,000 points.
I want to know what that move was by Shumpert right there. He jumped up in the air. Great accomplishment by Wade. Again, as Jeff said earlier, he's come back this year looking very spry. Happens to be a contract year. But he certainly did the right thing in the offseason, whatever that was.
Wade had 24 points in the game. LeBron James sees it open up, and he just takes the easy 2. But Cleveland's still getting crushed at that point. Wade, 14 points in the third quarter. Also had 4 rebounds and 4 assists. Very efficient from the field on 10 of 17. And it was a vintage night for D. Wade and a big-time win for the Miami Heat. 122-101. No love lost, apparently, between those two dudes. Wire-to-wire win for the Heat. They win the season series with the Cavaliers 2-1. Miami nets their 40th win thanks to 55% shooting overall and a +16 advantage on the glass. LeBron now 0-3 in Miami since returning to Cleveland, and the Cavs have lost 11 in a row in Miami. D. Wade spoke with Jason Jackson about 20 grand.
Well, it was special, man, to be able to do it here at home. As I told you guys earlier, everything happens for a reason. To do it versus my best friend over here, was pretty cool. And, to know that I've scored 20,000 plus points in one uniform is the most special thing. And a lot of them came here at home. So, I thank Heat Nation across the world for their support of me. It's a lot of good days, and it's some tough days. But at the end of the day, it's another day, and I'm still here. So I just appreciate their support, and we continue.
D. Wade, the philosopher, there at the end of that particular response with Jason Jackson. Coach Dunleavy first. Just put into perspective what you're seeing from D. Wade, well past the age of 30, but he's cooking this year.
He's turned back the clock. I mean, this is vintage D. Wade. I mean, taking, control. He's been very aggressive. Yeah, he's been the guy that's been reaching down when they needed points. And I think the addition of Joe Johnson has helped him. I think he has a little bit of being revitalized and saying, hey, we got a chance. We just added a nice piece to a stretch run.
Well, this could be an interesting second-round matchup. Right now, Miami's in that 4th spot. If they end up playing Cleveland in the second round, I think, like Coach said, Joe Johnson addition allows them to maybe put Joe on LeBron some and not have to double as much. And then those other guys can stay home with their shooters. That could be an interesting matchup.
So Coach Lou made an interesting adjustment here tonight. Started Kevin Love at center. He struggled, 7 points in 16 minutes. Iman Shumpert put into the starting lineup. Now Miami goes real small. Their forwards are Joe Johnson and Luol Deng, typically playing the 2 and 3, now playing the 3 and 4. AMAR'E still starting with Whiteside playing most of the minutes at center. What did you think of the adjustment for Cleveland starting the game, Coach Hornacek, going so small?
Well, I don't know why Coach brought him off the bench, but, you have Moskoff in there, a big body. They're going to have Whiteside in there at some point. So maybe it was the matchup, knowing Whiteside's going to come in off the bench. They'll bring him in and try to neutralize there.
I think so. I think the other part of it was that Kevin Love was going to have to be running around guarding Luol Deng as the four-man. And maybe they like the matchup idea. Hey, I'm just going to match you up at Stoudemire. It's a pretty good match. We can be small, guard better, and maybe we get the edge there because, hey, if you're the center on our team, we're running pick and rolls. We got 4 spaces on the floor, and you can make shots maybe a little bit better than Stoudemire can.
Is this a bad look for Cleveland, or do you just shrug your shoulders? They lost a game in March on a Saturday night in Miami.
Well, you don't know. They mess with the lineup a little bit, and maybe it didn't work tonight, but it might work the next time. And they may be trying to experiment a little bit, hoping maybe they get to the finals. They have to play Golden State. They might have to play small. Maybe they want to try a few times.
I was just a little bit surprised with it when you make a move like that, though, is that you want to find something out when you do that. You want to either attack with Love or put him in more pick and rolls. They didn't get him very many opportunities tonight, so that was a little bit surprising to me.